Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Gonzalez, a recovering perfectionist, just trying to become more like Jesus and live in God's perfect will for my life. I meant to film this video last week because my daughter just turned 6 months old, and I really wanted to share with you the favorite baby products I have from 0 to 6 months. And so I thought, oh, this would be so perfect. And then life happened, and I wasn't able to record a video all week. And so now it is Friday. I'm getting this video out, and my husband's on his way home with the kids, so I have to kind of get it done quickly. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it today. Some of my favorite baby products are behind me, and then I have some here on the shelf I'm going to share. So just starting over here with this bassinet, one of our favorites. When our firstborn was a baby 5 years ago, we used this bassinet when we brought him home, and we also used it for our second son. And then after that, it was actually recalled. So we decided this time not to use this for our daughter because of the recall and, just being safe and stuff. So we actually ended up getting the Newton bassinet, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And we've just been using this as in the kitchen to set her down, just when we need a spot for her to be basically. And this is a Graco bassinet, which came with our pack and play, which we still use and love. And that set also had a little changing table on it. We didn't use that this time because we used the Newton bassinet, but still really like this. It has a little bit of a vibrating feature to it, which my boys love to run by and put it on vibrate while she's in there and see how she reacts. So that's one of the main things that we use to set her in. When she was a little bit younger, we also used the Fisher-Price Rock and Play, which is also recalled because people were using it as a sleeper, which it is not, and we've never used it that way. We just use it for the kids, again, to sit in, when we're sitting at the dinner table to eat dinner when they're babies. We can set the baby in there. It does, what it does is it rock and plays. So it plays songs and sounds, and it rocks. And then anytime that we were all in the living room together, we would set the baby in there and let her sleep, if we were also in the room with her. And then as she got a little bit older and more engaged, we used this bouncer, also a Fisher-Price, has a vibrating feature and everything, and that is how she started learning how to grab things. And so we really like that as a place to set her as well. Because, once they start rolling, you're really not supposed to use any of these things. We made sure that they were always buckled. We were always with them. We never left them alone, things like that. So, and then on the floor here, I just have a couple of mats. I have a baby Einstein mat with this random crab pillow, which is great for tummy time. We also have another random mat, which you can see it's jungle themed. And then that has this pillow, which is also Fisher-Price, has sounds, songs, it vibrates as well. So love that for tummy time. And then this one over here also is has a little mirror on it, and this is the one that I use most often for very, very newborn, when they come home from the hospital kind of thing. Like, we are on tummy time, I'm sitting down next to them. We use this little thing here, which has the black and white, and then on the other side it has color, so as they grow they can continue to use it. So we really like those. I do a lot of tummy time with my kids, and Ellie, she was already rolling over at probably before 3 months. She's been sitting up, so she's got a lot of good core strength, and I feel like a lot of that is because we do a lot of tummy time floor play. Whenever I change her diaper here, then I always will, set her down on tummy time and, go wash my hands and things. When the kids are taking a bath right here, I'll have her on tummy time, and that way I can tend to her if I need to, things like that. So a lot of tummy time, and I'm very blessed because a lot of these were gifted to us or given to us as hand-me-downs. Same thing with all of these things, either gifted or hand-me-downs. So we're very blessed with those, people who have gone before us. The other thing I have here I wanted to talk about was the My Breast Friend pillow. I think that this is literally an essential for any nursing mother, because the way that it is it snaps, and you can Velcro this to kind of change, and then it just sits like this and the baby sits on it, and it's very sturdy. I love this. This is the only thing I really use for nursing because I really love it. And then, of course, the other thing that I think most people use, and I always recommend to put on a baby registry, is the boppy. And the boppy can be used for nursing, and then it also can be used for tummy time, to put them on there. And then when they start sitting, is a good support. So I think that this boppy specifically, I know a lot of people like to get the newborn lounger. I'm not a huge fan of it because it is not as versatile as this. It's, you can't use the newborn lounger for nursing. You can't use it for sitting. It's really only for the baby when they're laying before they even roll over. So this is probably one of the best things to put on a baby registry if you are going to be doing that anytime soon, or if you are purchasing something for a new mother. That is one of my top things to get. It's like a $30 to $40 price range, so like a good price range for a gift, and also a very, very good gift. So some other things I have over here on the chair I wanted to talk about are sleep sacks. So the very first thing that we always use is this Swaddle Me one. We have a couple of these, and I love them because they wrap really tight. What we did this time around, which we've never done before, is we used the hospital blankets to swaddle the baby first real tight, and then put this over it. And that was so clutch to have the baby not be able to bust out of it as quickly or as easily. She got there eventually, and then we just stopped using the swaddle. But that was my favorite combination: swaddle in this and then use this over it, and that worked great. We would only put her in a diaper under there, so that way she didn't overheat, because I felt like jammies and then this would have been too much. So we would just do a diaper and then these things. And it was good too, because in the middle of the night for night feeds, then she was just in a diaper. So when I took these things off, it was a little bit colder for her, so she was not as cozy, when you're first waking the baby up and stuff. So after that, we usually go to this arms up swaddle. It is called the Love to Dream. Ellie did not use this because she did not like this. She just wasn't a fan. So we did not use this, but I did use it for my other two kids. I do still find it very useful. Ellie actually liked this better. So we would put her arms out, and then this kind of wraps around them to make them feel like they're sort of being hugged. And this actually goes, it says 3 to 6 months, 13 to 18 pounds. She's 6 months now, and she's only 15 pounds. So we'll continue using this. And then after this, we'll probably go to the Kite Baby swaddle that we have. But for my other son, we had bought this Merlin sleep suit, the magic Merlin sleep suit. He was so cute, and he looked like a little Michelin man, but we did not use it this time around, mostly just because her startle reflex was not as strong, and that's really why we used this with my son, because he could not get rid of that startle reflex. So we ended up not using that with our daughter. The other thing, okay, let's see. So, burp cloths. I really like these, the Burp Bees burp cloths, but my husband hates them because they're not big enough. I like them because they're super absorbent and they're very thick, but our babies are happy spitters, and so they spit up a lot, and we just need something more. So we actually a lot of times use the hospital swaddles for spit up, like now that we're not using them for swaddles anymore. And then we have some other ones that are very similar to that are like kind of like blankets. So let's do it because the timer's going off. So then I have the wraps that I like. So for newborn, I really like the Moby wrap, where you can wrap them like a little kangaroo. And so that's the one that I've used. I also had the more like a bamboo one, and that one was like it was thicker and it was hotter. So I like the Moby because it's very breathable. The other one my friend gave me is this it's called Snuggly, and it's just a soft one, so I use this a lot of times when we're out face, like, the baby's facing me and she'll fall asleep. Use this for outward facing. I think we used this in the airport until my son was like over a year. So, or even at Disney, like we used this and my son was over a year. So it's very sturdy, but it's soft, and so super easy to use, and one of my favorites. Those are really the only two wraps I use. I don't use anything else. I'm not like a hiker or anything, so I don't go to anything like that. But I love to have the option to strap, especially the third born has used the strap way more, or like the wrap more than any of my other kids, because I needed to have my hands free, especially at like meal times and things like that. So and then at like soccer practice, I have her wrapped, and then that way I can like watch, and she can take a little nap if she needs to and things like that. So also hooded towels. I think they are the cutest darn thing in the entire world. My 5-year-old and 3-year-old both still use hooded towels, not this size, but bigger. They are very expensive, which is sad. But I love them because I love how cute they look when they get out of the bath. And then I also love that it covers their head when their hair is wet. So one of my favorite things in the entire world. Some other favorite products here. I have these triangle bibs. This specific brand, I'm not really sure what it is. It has this little tree on it. I love these, especially because my daughter had a lot of trouble with feeding and she would dribble a lot of milk. So this helped keep her clothes tidy. And then also when she would spit up, we could, wipe her mouth and then toss it. And that's great. Some of my favorite Frida products, Frida Baby, we have the Windies for gassy babies. And I actually meant to bring the probiotic that we've been using. It is called Bigaia or Bigaia. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's Bigaia. We loved this go around. Previously, we used the Gerber probiotic with vitamin D, and my son had horrible tummy issues. My daughter has had basically none. She had that normal like 6 to 8 week fussiness, but other than that, nothing. And so we've loved that. The Windies are great. Love the Frida Baby thermometer because I hate taking temperatures for babies, and so that's really helpful. The Frida Baby nail scissors I like to use. My sister-in-law is a pro nail clipper with just regular nail clippers. I'm not. So even with those, I sometimes clip the skin. Favorite teething relief, Camellia. We use these for when the babies are teething, just like really at bedtimes, like naps and bedtime, so that way they can sleep better. I don't like giving Tylenol for teething, but if it gets bad enough, I will. This baby's been pretty good. She, I think, had like a week of really hard teething, and then she popped those 2 teeth, and we've been good. The other ones, I mean, my second son, it was pretty bad. I used Tylenol a lot, so I prefer to use the homeopathic, but sometimes you just have to make them comfortable. I also have here the bottles that we prefer, which are the Komotomo bottles. I love the silicone as opposed to plastic. And also just the way that the nipple is. Some people say these aren't great for breastfed babies, but whatever. And also the pacifier that we like to use. I have a couple other things here I was going to show. That we like to use the MAM pacifiers. These have been our favorite for all 3 kids. And I think people say it's baby preference, but I really think that they just need practice. And so whatever you make them practice with is what they're going to learn to use. Obviously, we love to use the pacifier clips. This one was made by our babysitter, who we love, who also works at their daycare, for this baby. I thought that was so sweet. We bought these mittens for teething. I don't love them, but we bought them. These are things that I do love, though. So we love these little teethers. They're little fruits, and she can hold them really good. She likes to chew on this side and this side. So those have been super clutch. And this is one of my favorite teethers. It has different textures on all different sides, and the slobber goes out the tube, so it's not like, like Sophie. We had Sophie the giraffe. We threw her away, and we have not used her for Ellie because I just don't like how it can like get that mold inside. So these are, I think, much better. And then these are some of my favorite kind of books. You know, they're good. They can chew on them. They can, you know, tug at them and stuff. You can't really hurt them. So we love those as well for that young age. I also have here that I wanted to show. We use the Hatch nightlight and sound machine, which we love. You can, there's an app that you can control it from. And we've used that for all of our kids, and we'll continue to use them. My older kids use it for the okay to wake clock, so they know that they have to stay in their room until the light turns green. And then they know how to turn it off themselves, because it's literally just you put your hand on it and it turns on or turns off. But I can also control it from the app if I want to. I have here this swim diaper. We use reusable swim diapers. I also have diapers that have snaps. So as soon as, she's probably grown out of this by now, but I have ones that have snaps, and those go from like 6 months to 36 months. So those will fit her. And even my kids were still using them until they were potty trained at like 2. Those are really nice because you don't have to buy swim diapers that are disposable and, you know, all that for the money. And then if you don't have it, it's like, great, we don't have swim diapers, so we always have them on hand. The last thing really I wanted to show was my newest pump. I have so many pumps, and I've thought about maybe doing like a pump review at some point, but this time I got this Spectra Gold Duo. One of the things that I do not like about this is that these kind of fall out pretty easily. Whereas on the old Spectras, I felt like they were so hard to get out or so hard to put in that it was, you know, I didn't like that feature of it. But these ones kind of do fall out easily, so that's not my favorite either. But this is the kind where you can do different settings on each side, and I really love that because just of the difference in production on both sides and how you can even it out. So really love that. It is still a plug-in, which I prefer a plug-in. I just do, and I did use the LV for a little while. It just, I felt like it wasn't as powerful as the plug-in ones. So just a perfect personal preference, but I do love that pump. Um, and then also I have the backpack that we use. We have had this since our firstborn. I really kind of want a new one because it's like so old and beat up, but it's just a bag. And we use this little, I think this is the, oh, this says Frolicky. I thought it was like a skip hop, but you know, it just unbuckles. It's got the wipes. You put the diapers in here, and then this unfolds to lay them on. And we always have that in the diaper bag, or I can just take that with me when it's just me and Ellie, and I don't really need the bag for anything. So, super fast and furious. I wanted to share all these things with you because I think that as moms, there are so many products out there that people say you have to have this, and you know, it's really important, but you really don't need that much. I know I have a lot of stuff here, different things to set the baby in, different things to put them on tummy time, but you really don't even need those things, you know, if you have a floor, right? Like they can just be on tummy time on the floor. But it is nice to have friends who have hand-me-downs to us. I did say I was going to talk about the Newton bassinet. I did want to say it was pretty expensive, and I don't think it was worth the money. I think for the first like couple weeks it was worth the peace of mind that I had because of just like my postpartum anxiety and just like, you know, worrying too much. But once I started getting more sleep and not worrying about the baby so much, I mean, I was fine with her really sleeping anywhere. And I, you know, all of that. But I also wanted to talk about the bottle warmer that we got. It was the Baby's Brew bottle warmer. It's fine. I think it's okay, but I would not buy a bottle warmer in the future. We never had one for any of our other kids, and this time around, I don't think we probably really needed it either. Also, we have the Motorola camera above the bed, and that is non-Wi-Fi, and so we really love that it's not Wi-Fi. And we have had this specific one for 5 years, and it still functions not as well as it did at first, but it definitely still functions. We keep it on at night and stuff, and so gives a good enough picture where we can tell what she's doing and we can hear her. So really all we need, and also has a really large range because our bedroom is on the opposite side of the house, and so we can still pick it up there. We can pick it up upstairs if we go out to the pool house. It has a good range, so I really recommend that Motorola camera as well. That's pretty much it, I think, for my favorite baby gear. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite things are. If you see any of the things that we have that you think are also must-haves, just jot it down there, and then other people can also, make their registries and buy gifts for friends and know what is actually necessary. Bye.